like to call this meeting to order. Thank you for joining us during our weekly hybrid MS breakfast meetings. My name's Tate Chen, and I am your May program chair. Okay, now let me tell you a bit about our guest speaker. For 5 years, Rohit has played a key role in advancing Ring's mission. Throughout his tenure, he has fostered strong relationships with public safety agencies, first responders, and most recently, realtors, property managers, and various industry segments through his work with the virtual security guard team. Let's give a warm welcome to Rohit Murti, Business Development Manager from Ring Services. It's time.
Picture that was when I first joined Amazon. That was day one. And then after 5 years with Amazon, this is what happens. I was trying to close my zipper jacket, but I just got back from a 2-week vacation. So need to lose a couple of pounds. So I gave up doing that. My name is Rohit, and just want to say thank you to Tate and Belen for inviting me to speak about Ring's Virtual Security Guard program. At any point, if I step away from the mic, if you can't hear me or anyone on Zoom can't hear me, please let me know. I have ADHD, which means I'm always moving around all the time. So staying in one place and speaking is a challenge for me. So let me know if I venture too far away from the mic. Before we get started, just with a show of hands, if I may, how many here think that safety is one of the primary concerns for home buyers when they're looking for a house? Absolutely. So safety is often cited as the #1 priority for home buyers when they're looking for homes. Next, how many think that sellers who are selling a vacant property are concerned about the highly publicized issue of squatting around the country? Absolutely. So local and national news channels are having a field day talking about squatting issues all around the country. Why do I bring this up? The two are related. So if you have a community that's safe, buyers will buy. If you allow it to become unsafe, they won't. So Ring's Virtual Security Guard service can help you with this by increasing buyer confidence and by giving you and your clients peace of mind, knowing that your vacant properties are protected. So what is Virtual Security Guard? Virtual Security Guard is a powerful solution that combines the benefits of smart home technology with the expertise of remote security agents that can monitor your camera's motion events and protect your premises. So how does that work? So Ring's cameras are equipped with motion detection technology. So anytime motion is detected on the camera, rapid responses, so remote security agents can view the situation through the camera's live view feature, and they can act accordingly. So for example, let's say this right here is a vacant home, and this is the driveway. With a Ring camera, you can set motion events. So you can set motion zones. So for example, let's say right here is our neighbor. You can set the motion zone so that it's only covering your property and not the motion's property, the neighbor's property. Anytime a person approaches, let's say with maybe not the best intentions, the rapid response security agent is notified right away. And he or she can view through the camera's live view. They can see what the situation is, and they can engage with that person. So what does that look like? When a person approaches, the agent will first do a talk down service. So it won't be a recording, it'll be a personalized service. So you in the blue shorts, white t-shirt, please leave the property, otherwise we'll dispatch cops. If the person does not leave, the agent can then sound a siren, which is built in to the Ring cameras. They can sound the siren, which is about 100 to 110 decibels, so pretty loud. And if the person still doesn't leave, then they can dispatch cops. So, rhetorical question. How valuable would a fast sale on a previously vacant property be for your business? As realtors, you know the issue. As realtors, you understand the importance of security when it comes to closing deals. Vacant properties can be vulnerable to unwanted activity, which can not only hurt property value, but it can also delay sales. So with Ring's Virtual Security Guard service, you can be sure that your properties are protected, and everything that you're working on, like your property that's vacant, anything around it, you can choose what needs to be monitored, and the virtual security guard service will give you and your clients peace of mind that action will be taken in case any motion is detected. With the visual deterrence of cameras that you get with the visual cameras, there's also rapid intervention. So the agents can engage, they can prevent a squatting situation or a potential squatting situation from escalating or proceeding. This presentation is quite small, it's quite compact, and the reason for that being, the solution that we offer is very simple. It's what you require to get started with VSG is one camera, a minimum of one camera. So our cameras start at $99. You need one base station, which is $119. And then you need two subscriptions. One is for Ring Protect Pro, which is the storage subscription for $20 a month or $200 a year. And then you have the virtual security guard subscription, which is $99 a month. So once you have this in place, you have all the equipment that you need to get started. So for as less as under $250 one-time equipment fee, and with the $20 plus $99 a month, or $119, you can get started with virtual security guard. Now, one question that I have is, how many of us over here are currently facing any issues with squatting or think that you might face issues with squatting in the near future? Do you think that anyone over here, anyone amongst you, are you facing these issues currently, or do you think that you might face, your properties might face this in the future? Okay, I would love to kind of, after the presentation, perhaps, I would love to kind of have conversations with all of you, just to kind of understand what sort of situations lead to vacant properties. The ones that we're aware of is, of course, it could be a second home, it could be a vacation home, it could be a home that the seller is selling after moving out, inherited properties that are waiting to be settled, foreclosures that are waiting to be sold. So would love to kind of have conversations with everyone around here after the presentation, just to learn a little bit more about what the situation is and how we can potentially help. So in closing, in today's competitive market, the virtual security guard service can set your listings apart. It can give you and your sellers peace of mind, knowing that your properties are protected. It can also deter squatters, and it can also help you showcase a safer community. So while doing all of this, this would essentially lead to faster sales and happier clients. It's a win for everyone.
Does anyone have any questions? I could come around with the mic if anybody's got any questions.
Any questions online, anywhere in the room? Don't be shy. Oh, yeah, okay.
You want? No? Yes.
Sure.
Where do you mount the camera?
Yeah. So cameras can be mounted pretty much anywhere. We have pole mounts, we have gutter mounts, we have different types of mounts. So I've seen cameras being mounted up about 12 to 15 feet. We recommend that being the height because anything lower, it'd be easy to knock down. So anyone can walk up. So I'm 6 feet. So with my reach here, I'm about 8 feet. You have a baseball bat or a cricket bat, or and so anything lower than 12 feet, it'll be easy to knock down. And the camera motion zones reach up to 30 feet. So you want to make sure it's not so high up that that camera motion zone isn't working properly. I've seen cameras being mounted at gates. So if you have a property that has a gate and then a driveway, you can mount the camera at the gate. You can mount the camera at the front door. Basically anywhere around the property where you don't expect motion and you want to monitor. And I'll give you an example. So as I mentioned earlier, we just got back from a vacation and we were there for 2 weeks and we were concerned about squatting, vandalism. And so we had cameras mounted outside the house as well as inside the house. That way any motion events can be deterred and taken care of before it escalates.
Hi.
Yeah. Yeah.
What's the problem?
So Wi-Fi is a requirement. And so for example, let's say if you have a empty home, you can ask the sellers to leave their current internet service behind. Or let's say if they don't have internet service, there are service providers that offer services like you can buy the internet service. Once the house sells, you can move it to a different house, or you can cancel the service altogether. So Wi-Fi is important, and there are companies there that offer the extenders as well. So
Okay.
yeah, so I do work with quite a few companies right now that have big properties, and then that's the solution that we recommend. Pleasure.
Thank you. Hi, Rohit. Am I pronouncing your name correctly?
Yes.
Sylvia
Oh, hi.
Ramos here.
Hi.
Yeah. Hi. Does your cameras have the capability of speaking to the person that is on the property anywhere on the premises?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
And does it have like a certain alert, like a doo-doo-doo-doo or something like that? It's alerting them that they're being watched?
Yeah, so normally, so when you have a camera, when the motion zone is, when there's someone in that motion zone, the agent will be notified right away and the agent will do a talk down service, right? So it won't be a recorded service. The agent will come on and, for example, you in the blue shorts, white t-shirt, please leave the area, otherwise we'll dispatch cops. So agents will be notified right away. Some of our cameras have a pre-recorded message along with the agent as well, so that it'll be like, hey, you're being recorded, and then the agent will come on. So right away, as soon as you see motion, that will happen. So I'll give you another example. When we came back from vacation, obviously our minds were in vacation mode. I forgot to turn the virtual security guard service off. And we went in through the back door, went onto the patio. Agent came on right away. Hey, please leave the property, otherwise we'll dispatch cops. So it's instantaneous. Agents will be notified immediately when when motion is detected.
Great. And are these recordings archived? And if so, for how long?
So you can choose that all the way up to 6 months. That $20 a month, the storage fee is for that. So you can save it all the way up to 6 months if you like, and then you can also download the footage.
Okay,
Yeah.
and I just want to say, make a statement to all my colleagues here. So I have many cameras on my property, and I got alerted about maybe 11 p.m.
Okay.
And what's really scary is when you don't know what you're gonna find.
Yeah.
And when I looked at the camera, I see 3 males, and they're on my property, and then one of them got alerted. And they're looking at the camera like intimidating me, intimidating the person on the other side. Like, I'm right here. I know you're watching me. And I'm on the other side looking at them like, well, I'm watching you.
Yeah.
So immediately I captured not a good quality photo because it was at a distance, but I contacted a local business and they were able to supply me an actual capture of their faces.
Okay.
So
And this is it a Ring camera?
is it a what camera?
Is it a Ring camera?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
it's a Ring camera. So I appreciate you being here and your service. Thank you.
My pleasure. And I would love to talk to you a little bit more about that situation as well. Yeah, thank you.
Any other questions from anybody?
Real quick,
Yeah.
when you do that service,
Yeah.
do you require to disclose to the customer who walk in, so you have a disclosure, like a form to remind them that it's being recorded?
Yeah, absolutely. So once you set that service on, the virtual security guard service on, you receive notification that this has been turned on, and then on your phone on the Ring app, I can show you as well after this. There's a banner that says virtual security guard service is active, so you're notified of it that it's on. Yeah, absolutely. I think there was a question there, sir.
Yes. Hey, I have a question.
Yeah, sure. Please.
So I know you said that Wi-Fi is required.
Yeah.
Do you guys have any other options that you're working on that would be cellular? So in the case of like a power outage or just it being a vacant property with no Wi-Fi in the building?
So we have, so I mentioned the base station that for 119, we have an upgraded version that has a built-in Eero router that provides backup internet for 24 hours. And so you can stack batteries on top of that, which can increase the battery, we can increase the time. So I can show you that as well offline. But yeah, we have that. For properties, I would recommend getting a service like a Wi-Fi service that covers all of the property, because you want to make sure all the cameras wherever they are on the property, right? So you may not necessarily have cameras just on the house. You may even, if there's a driveway, a gate coming up, you'll have cameras at the gate looking in, so you can capture the person as soon as that person comes in, rather than waiting until they get to the house if it's a big property. So we do recommend having Wi-Fi coverage. I know there are service providers that offer that for a monthly fee, which can be canceled, at any time. So I am working with a few companies on this, so I can chat with you more on that as well. Pleasure.
Thank you. And I just want to make comment. Someone here asked about the recording, if we have to make an announcement if they're being recorded. I just want to remind my colleagues here that anytime you have an open house or showings and you have cameras, you need to let everyone who enters your property know that they're under surveillance.
The question is in regards to clarity. So let's be specific. The Ring cameras, what megapixel are they putting out? What kind of clarity can we anticipate or expect? Because we do see a lot of these recordings and feedback, sometimes grainy, sometimes not well provided with light. How can you go ahead and shed light on that? And then also shed light on the false motion sensors, because there's got to be a way to separate human detection from other motion detections, from wind, everything. Can you elaborate on these things?
Yeah, absolutely. So our motion, so our clarity on our current cameras, especially the pro models, are they're phenomenal. And I can show you on my phone as well. I have a plethora of cameras, about 23. But I'm only allowed to activate 8 or 10. I can show you how clear the pictures are in terms of the motion detection, the sensitivity. Like for example, when it rains really hard, if the motion gets detected, there's an option in the app to reduce the sensitivity and only look for people. So for example, on our patio, when we are out normally, we'll have cats, badgers, or what have you, going across the yard. We won't be notified of that. We'll only be notified if there's a person spotted in the yard. So there are multiple settings in the app itself that that you can kind of play around with, and I can show you that afterwards as well. So you can dial it in so that you're only notified for certain activity and not everything. And so some cameras have this offer as well, and the latest cameras that have this offer as well, where you can set privacy zones. So for example, let's say if this is a field of view, and there's a oak tree right here, or any tree, for example, or a flag, for example, anytime that moves, that would normally set off motion, right? You can draw around that, and you can say, don't detect motion on this area. So for example, we have I believe it's an oak tree. I should know this, we've been there for 4 months. But I think it's an oak tree. It used to set off motion all the time. So what we did was we just drew around it on the app, on the field of motion, and field of view, sorry. And we said, don't notify us anytime the tree moves. So you can do that as well. And if you like, if you have some time after the thing, I can show you on my phone what my cameras look like, day, night, etc.
Thank you. Yes, I have a question.
Sure.
I think most of the time, Ring's product consider smart home products. Right now, everybody talking about AI. So in the future, how much AI incorporate into the smart home products?
Yeah, great question. So this is something that's being worked on currently. I don't think I'm at the liberty of sharing any information yet on this, but Tate, if you invite me back, I'm sure I'll have more information within the next coming months. It is something that we are working on currently. Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you. I have a quick anecdote, actually. We had a listing and the owner was out of town, out of the country, actually. And for a week, we weren't at the property, but when we went to go check on it, there was evidence when I entered of beer bottles everywhere. And immediately we thought that somebody was staying here. So we kind of said, hey, if anybody's here, please leave the property. And we heard footsteps running upstairs. So we exited. That day, actually, my husband was with me for whatever reason. He's usually not, but yeah. So then we called the police, and then they came, but they destroyed the property upstairs. Yeah, it was destroyed. Like it was beer bottles. I don't know what else they were doing in there. It just smelled of smoke, and I don't know how long they've been in there. It was vacant for about a week before it was listed, and so I could see how the Ring camera would be very, very helpful in this situation. And there's no way we could monitor some of these properties that are far away. I have another one that's very far away, so I'm starting getting a little bit worried as we speak. So yeah, this will be a great idea.
Absolutely, and we can definitely help with that too, right? Like
Yeah.
as you mentioned, like when you have cameras set up and you have VSG, even before those quarters make themselves comfortable, even before they like set their stuff up, they'll be
Right.
they'll be they'll be there.
Exactly,
will
and
engage.
yeah, and the person who was there had mental issues.
Okay.
So it took us a while to get him out. Actually, like 3 cops came, and he was kind of being resisting arrest and stuff like that. So it was a little bit of a hassle, but yeah, so stuff like that does happen. Any more questions for anybody? Yeah, so the question is, so what happened to that property that got destroyed? So, the owner had to claim insurance, on some of the the things that were really broken, but a lot of it was also cosmetic. Like they broke a bunch of mirrors in the bathrooms and stuff. So they just had to get somebody else to go in there and clean it and, you know, basically redo it. Yeah, they broke in from a door in the back.
We're offering incentives as well. So if anyone would like to try the VFC service, we're offering incentives as well. So please let me know. I'll be around for a few minutes until I get kicked out. So
Sure.
please come in. And there's a one pager and a business cards over here as well. Please feel free to grab them.
Sure, Rohit, I've been asked to ask the question.
Sure.
The question is, do you sell the ring?
The cameras.
Yourself, yes.
Yes. Yes.
So
The
you
whole
can
box.
actually, if someone sees you after, they can
Yeah.
make arrangements to go ahead and sell the ring.
Absolutely.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Just one piece of information. Everybody's here can be a rings wholesaler. I am one of them. As long as you have Amazon wholesale account and then join rings services, and then you pass their training. They have a certificate training. After the training, and then you become a wholesaler, you can sell it to your clients also. And they have about, I think, more than 20%, yeah, commissions for you. Thank you.
Not that we're competing against you.
No, we love wholesalers.
Any more questions?
It's time for a quick technology tip. Help me welcome Shirley from the Real Tech Committee. Woo, sure.
Good afternoon. So today I'd like to share with you a product called the Libby app. Some of you might already have this app on your phone. If you visit your local libraries, it's a way to get ebooks and audiobooks straight onto your phones, and you can borrow them for about 21 days. You don't have to worry about late fees, and you get access to a lot of different books. But with your realtor license, you also can log into realtor.overdrive.com, sign in with your NRDS ID, and you get another library of books that you can also borrow if it's available. And if you'd like to see a demonstration of that, you can definitely come to me later and I can show you. But today, I don't think we have the cameras for it. So thank you for your time.
Thank you everyone for joining our meeting today. Have a wonderful day and happy Mother's Day.